Hello, sixth graders. Sorry that I had to miss our Zoom this week. I've never had to cancel them all year, but I wanted to make sure you had what you needed. I know some of you come to our Zooms to get an overview of the lessons and assignments for the week, and I didn't want to leave you without that. So this video is for to go over everything that is required for week 5, the first week of our March module. So first thing first, ELA page, modules, and scroll down to March. Yay, we're in March and we're in week 5. And so you'll start off with this ERLA check-in, just like we've been doing all year. Make sure you have the goal that I gave you in the feedback from the previous check-in. So it'd be from check-in 3 if you're on schedule, and read that, and hopefully you've known that and been working on it so you can show me how you have met that goal or are still working toward meeting that goal, and then upload just a 1 or 2 minute video of you reading aloud at the end or an audio message. And I put in there a video showing you how to do that, but if you don't know or it's not working, you can email me here in the inbox. You can always email me your videos there in the inbox too if you're having trouble uploading them. Then make sure this week you have 3 chapters to read of the book that we've all been reading together, Bud Not Buddy. So make sure you read this week chapters 16, 17, and 18 before Monday of next week. If you would like to listen to it, you're welcome to. The link to listen to it is at the top of this modules page under resources. All right, so here is the first assignment after the ERLA check-in. All right, so let me show you it. Okay, so in this assignment, it's actually a lesson and an assignment combined. So I need you to listen and watch this video. It's a lesson that I did. I need you to follow along and pause as needed to make your own list of rules to live by according to the poem, which is called If. And I want to make sure that you have your ELA notebook ready by you, which is just a spiral notebook or binder of paper, whatever you need. Just make sure it's with you, that you are able to record your ideas there as you watch the video. It's really important that you watch it and pause when I ask you to record your answers in your notebook, because you'll be uploading your list that you create while watching this video for this assignment. Okay, so watch that and follow along with me there. And then here is where you need to submit your rules to live by list that you made while watching this video lesson. Okay, I'm probably, actually, now that I'm looking at this, I probably will change it that it won't be just a drop, choose a file. I'll make it so that you can do it in multiple ways, that you can choose different ways. Anyway, it'll look a little different, but it'll still be the same thing where you'll just attach your file there. Okay, now I'm going to go to the next. Oh, here, let me just do this. Okay, now I'm going to go to the next page that you have for this week. Okay, I'm just going to go back to modules. It's taking too long. Okay, here we go. Okay, back down to March. All right, so then here's lesson 4, which is noticing and what are notices and wonders of the second stanza of If. Remember, a stanza is like a paragraph in a poem. So we're not looking at the entire poem at once. We're just diving into this highlighted part, this stanza here. So make sure you read through the poem, but we're really focusing on that one. And then answer these questions. What's the gist of that second stanza, and how does the second stanza fit into the rest of the poem? And then we're going to be comparing that to Bud Not Buddy. So review your list of rules that you just submitted for the last assignment, and think about how they relate to the poem If. And it says, which of the rules to live by in the poem If are similar to a rule or theme in Bud Not Buddy? So one of the things I've been asking you to do is, while you've been reading Bud Not Buddy, to be writing down the list, writing down the rules that he lives by. And you were doing that in a chart that I provided for you in a previous lesson, or you could just be writing them in a list. So here I'm asking you to look for some that are similar from the list from Bud Not Buddy and the poem of If. And if you want, you can look at your own list as well. Okay, and then there's a chart here for you to fill out about what you noticed and what you wonder, and then to paraphrase it in your own words, what this second stanza means, like a quick summary. All right? and then it asks you to read chapter 17. I'm going through this pretty quickly because this isn't a time for you to like do all of this right this moment. It's just an overview to make sure you know what to do. All right, and then there's another lesson for you here, lesson 5. Again, this would be done over several days throughout this week, not all in one day. But here in this lesson, we're going to be identifying rules to live by that are communicated in if. So it's basically what you did before, but this time you're looking at the third stanza, so the last stanza of the poem of If. And again, very similar. What's the gist? How does it fit into the rest of the poem? And then we're now going to compare it in a new way, this time using a Venn diagram. So what are the rules to live by in Bud Not Buddy and the rules to live by in the third stanza of If, and what are ones that they have in common? So you're looking at at least 3 in each side and then 2 in the middle, comparing Bud Not Buddy and If. And this you can print out or make in your ELA notebook yourself. It's just like the one we did before. What do you notice? What do you wonder? And then paraphrase in your own words this third stanza of If. And then read chapter 18 and take notes to identify the important details that lead to Bud's realization that Herman is not his father, but is his grandfather. Okay, spoiler alert. Okay, lesson 6, audio versus text version of If and connecting to themes of Bud Not Buddy. Again, these are words for you to review, but I'm not going to read them for you, but they are good for you to skim through, especially if you don't know one of these words and you come across it, then it's good to come up here and I'll give you the definition. So in this lesson, I need you to listen to the audio of the poem Ifs. It's going to be read to you. And think about how the experience of listening to the poem is different than when you've been reading it to yourself. And then I would like you to reread the poem, which is here for you again, and just compare your experience of like, how did that feel different? And what did you get more from the audio? And what did you get more from reading it? Because there are pros and cons to listening to a poem or a story and to reading it with your eyes. One way of thinking about it is audio is reading with your ears, and looking at it and reading it is reading it with your eyes, and your brain takes in the information a little differently. So what was the pros and cons of that for you? And then here is a Venn diagram just about the same thing. How is the experience of reading the poem different than the experience of listening to the poem, and how is it similar? What are the things about listening, things about reading, and then the things that were the same that were similar? Okay, then I want like you to look at your list of rules to live by for If and Bud Not Buddy and find one of the rules to live by in the poem that connects to a theme in Bud Not Buddy, and you'll share in the class discussion next. And then over the weekend or early next week, you can start jumping into chapter 19 and remember to keep tracking Bud's rules in your graphic organizer in your ELA notebook or the list that you're making. Okay. So I'm going to go here real quick, make sure that I covered it all before I let you go. Okay, so that's it for this week, except for that discussion. So here's the discussion. Remember to always be kind in the discussions, never use put downs. Don't make fun of anyone's ideas. Instead, encourage and support each other. This is a community. It's always nice to like someone's response. You can also say things like, I like your idea. Or if you disagree, it's okay. Just do it respectfully. Like, a different thought I had was ... Always answer the questions in the prompt before you respond to other students' answers. Often I don't even have it set up that you don't even see their answers until you answer, but there are a few that you get to see them right away. So the prompt is, which of the rules to live by and If connect to a theme of Bud Not Buddy? So how do those two connect? And then I'd like you to post your response and then respond to some of the other students. Okay, I'll look forward to seeing your different responses in this discussion. If you have any questions, as always, please write me here in the inbox. And I hope that you have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye, 6th graders.